Welcome back to another episode of Junkin' with Junior. Dave's been knocking some stuff out while I'm at work during the day. Then I come by and work a few hours each night, and sometimes on the weekends, just trying to get this whole project rolling of all the paint work that we got going on and body work. But as far as Dave working during the day, he's been spraying the underside of the hood and the inside of the fenders in the Ferguson gray that we got. And he got a huge jump start on me today. I think the excitement was getting the best of him, and it definitely did me as well. He laid down some of the blue on the edge and got all these panels cut in so they're ready to bolt on the truck, and then we can paint the top side. But that blue is looking amazing. The smell of some fresh primer. So Dave made some huge progress today and got the whole truck in primer. So now we can start doing our final blocking, and then we can really get some color laid down on this thing before we know it. Since I was blocking the other night, Dave went ahead and got the truck in another coat of primer so that we can start blocking that down again to really see where we're at on the high and low spots to get it as close as we can to being paintable. So the passenger side is dialed in and done. He actually started wet sanding some of it so that we're hitting it with some 320 grit, and then we're going to go with 400 before we paint it so that we don't have any fine scratches in it. But wow, it's dang, it looks so good. Solid gray, who'd have thought? I mean, I really like it, but the blue's going to look way nicer than it is. But it is very smooth now. All the imperfections have been perfected almost, so it's come a long ways. It's not going to be long at all, just you know, some more blood, sweat, tears and elbow grease, and this thing will be ready to spray blue. I can't wait. We are getting so close on this thing. You can really see all the hard work starting to pay off on this project, and it's really going to be worth it in the long run. So we got some wet sanding going with some 320 grit sandpaper here, and you can really feel how slick the truck's getting. It knocks down all these little tiny high spots, like little peaks, if you will. Can't even really feel them by hand, but you sure can hear it when you're sanding, and it starts off pretty rough, and then it gets nice and quiet and smooth. Wet sanding away. Going with the 400 grit this time, and really getting it knocked down and smooth. We found a bunch of little spots, like you can see around the door handle here. The area doesn't matter because the door handle goes back on it, but we had lots of little tiny pits and some swirl marks from the DA sander earlier, and it just gets silky smooth whenever you get all that knocked down. And we put the black powder stuff on there so you can really see where you're at. In fact, you can see a lot of these little spots here and some scratches from before, but we're wet sanding all that stuff out, and it's just slick as glass. All right, so another big day of progress. We're tired of looking at all this gray on all these body parts, but it's going to be one of the last times that we see everything in gray. This is our primer that we put down on the hood, fenders, filler panel, bumper, and the cowl panel. So now we're going to sand all that down, get it smooth, ready for paint. The truck's all ready to go. Thanks for watching Junkin' with Junior, and we will see you next time.